Starcade.
That's right, Starcade. It's the final of this NWA WCW series. Got 5 matches to bring to you to wrap up some of the storylines that have been going on for over a year of in-game competition here. And it begins with a big Misawa elbow. This one happening after Ken Shamrock took the title, the Western States Championship, off of Corbin. That happened off this series, given I had to speed things up to get us to the end of this with 2K23 looming. So this really shows the direction I was going to take the Western States Championship division in. It's going to be not so much shoot style stuff, but very physical type wrestling that you would get out of a Ken Shamrock or a 90s All Japan Pro Wrestling legend like Misawa. And I actually wanted Ken Shamrock to win this one, but I'm not having anyone kick out of an Emerald Explosion. So Misawa picks up the title. There's a couple championship changes for the Western States title after being held so long by the Macho Man. Misawa the new champion.
Starcade.
Now for the Canadian Championship, this one being held for quite some time by Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he's defeated every Canadian oncomer that challenged him. But he's got an American to face now, the former World Tag Team Champion in the WWE. He came over and failed in his efforts for the National Championship, but since joining up with Kama Mustafa has been a force in the NWA. And gets this opportunity at the Canadian Championship here with Kama Mustafa very much involved at ringside, as you can see there. Then here, while the referee is distracted, Kama not just throwing a chair in the ring, but also putting Stone Cold down. And the momentum continues with Faarooq in the ring. The referee disposing of that chair, Stone Cold mounting a comeback. He would have been someone pushed pretty strongly if we were to continue this, but that's Stone Cold. But Faarooq would have remained in the mid-card, I would say, but would have been a forcible heel in that position. Here you see Stone Cold going for a move he wouldn't usually go for, Faarooq fighting out of it. And it looks like Kama getting the ear of the referee there, trying to put some pressure on the official, see if that'll help his partner out. But Faarooq with the spine buster and then with the Dominator, he's had all the help he needed, rolls Stone Cold over, and we have a new Canadian champion. Faarooq defeating Stone Cold. Stone Cold living up to his promise not to lose to a Canadian at least, but no longer the Canadian champion.
Starcade.
This is a grudge match. We saw the Ultimate Warrior lose the National Championship to the Macho Man, Randy Savage, on the last episode of this NWA WCW series. And now is the chance for Ultimate Warrior to get his revenge. That was a couple of months ago at Halloween Havoc, so this time when Savage finally accepted the challenge from Ultimate Warrior, he did so under the no-holds-barred stipulation, and that certainly favours one of the newest NWO members, as the Ultimate Warrior is more about getting things done in the ring. But you can see here Savage really just grabbing any weapon he can to make use of and use against his esteemed opponent. Still coming back though is the Ultimate Warrior, although he's in for a big fall here, right through the table. That's a nasty one. Randy Savage not just celebrating it, going even further, the elbow drop off the turnbuckle, but perhaps celebrating a little too much, because back comes the Ultimate Warrior. So much determination from the former national champion, so a hockey stick might be what finally stops him coming back. Savage doing whatever it takes. And up on top of the turnbuckle here, a huge superplex down to the floor. The scoop slam, nails that, and then surely a final elbow drop. The pin, the referee's down, and the count is 3. The Macho Man retains the national championship. Not what the fans came to see, but a spectacular match all the same.
Star.
Co-main event, Ric Flair, DiBiase, the Horsemen, taking on the New World Order's originals, the Outsiders. And they hold the NWA World Tag Team Championship, which is on the line here tonight. Ric Flair going for a pile driver, not going to work. The backbreaker from Scott Hall, and then the fall-away slam. This one a very competitive match, although it's seen this rivalry the end almost of the Four Horsemen. Baron Corbin, of course, joining the NWO, feeling he was not given enough opportunities as part of the Horsemen. And then it was Vader that left, feeling frustrated at taking the falls in his matches, usually with DiBiase alongside him. So DiBiase and the returning Flair are the only remaining Horsemen, and it's their job to try and put an end to this NWO virus that has affected the NWA. Ric Flair doing what he does best with the figure 4, but Scott Hall there to break it up. They've held the titles for a few months now, the Outsiders. They defeated DiBiase and Vader for the titles originally. That was while Flair was still out injured. See Flair coming in here and meeting a big boot of Kevin Nash, and then the jackknife. He's already knocked DiBiase out of the ring. This could be it, but he counters it, Flair. And perhaps here going for another figure 4, only for that to be countered. Scott Hall back in the ring. DiBiase back in the ring. Scott Hall knocks down DiBiase, goes for Flair. But the distraction allows DiBiase to get his back, and then a blow on the outside from Flair. All the pressure of the two. Nash doing a lot of the work in this one so far. Big superplex to DiBiase and the cover. Ric Flair's there in time though. Now Ric Flair trying to deal with Kevin Nash while DiBiase goes to work on Hall. But, oh, the counter! DiBiase was going for a punch. It was left wide open for that spinning back elbow. The switchblade gets it done. Scott Hall pinning DiBiase. And that would lead really to the end of the Horsemen completely. DiBiase feeling like he can't offer what he used to. And when you beat the Horsemen, you kind of beat what the NWA stands for. I mean, they really represented the NWA, so that's a huge win for the NWO. And that's kind of what would have continued leading into our main event here. Sting to take on Hogan. But just that overall NWO storyline, it was kind of the idea being they take down the Horsemen, they tear them apart. It kind of seems like the NWO have come and done what they came to do, but their plan was flawed, given what the Horsemen stood for was the tradition of the NWA, but also the bad traditions, like holding back young stars, such as Stone Cold Steve Austin, for example. So the NWO unknowingly breaks the glass ceiling, and the likes of Stone Cold have come through to be their biggest opponents moving forward. But their biggest opponent right now is Sting, and it's a powerhouse brawler of a match between these two. Although they can both move as well, you see that quick clothesline from Hogan. Goes for the leg drop, lands it. We could have a quick one here. If Hogan makes the cover, he does. Referee's right there. Oh, and straight away Sting kicks out. Big pop from the crowd for that. Sting on the comeback now. Fighting back. It's been a long time since Sting's had a match. He was taken out at Bash at the Beach, beat down by the NWO, and since then has been appearing in the rafters. He's tested the loyalty of several of the NWA locker room members, and eventually just kind of through the wants of the fans really earned himself a championship bout for revenge on Hogan and the NWO as a whole. And he's still fighting to keep in it for the moment. I mean, it's basically the 97 Sting versus Hogan storyline. I mean, I don't think I'm fooling anyone. But still, that was a great storyline. And this is going to have a proper finish if you stay tuned. Not a stupid Nick Patrick, not a fast count. Hogan though, going for some kind of finish. It's counted. Sting going for some kind of arm lock. That's counted. They're really evenly matched, these two, which is kind of surprising given how long Sting has been out of the ring. But you see him here. They've both been giving each other some taunts. Sting kind of taking a page out of Hogan's book with those flexes. Off the top rope with a crossbody. Not quite enough to keep Hogan down. But now he's getting in the groove, the kitchen sink. The reverse DDT. Big trouble here for Hogan. The Scorpion Deathlock is on. And he can't stay in it. Hogan's got a tap. And Sting has won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Clean. No shenanigans. Beautiful. But that's it. It's unfortunate I had to rush these storylines, but it was fun putting all of this together. Stay tuned for the final episode next week. Thanks for watching this one. Until next time, have a good one.